Let us continue alcohols, phenols, ethers, subjective questions. Now we will take the reaction C7H14 will take. We are taking C7H14. This C7H14 is treated with what in the sense bromine in CCl4. It is treated with bromine in CCl4. This C7H14 decolorizes. C7H14 decolorizes. Then it is taken for the reaction. It is taken for the reaction. What in the sense? Mercuric acetate, then sodium borohydride. So we are getting what in the sense resolvable compound we are getting. We are getting resolvable compound. Resolvable compound we are getting. Then it is treated with it is taken for reductive ozonolysis. Reductive ozonolysis. It is taken for what in the sense reductive ozonolysis. Then this hexane on oxidation with KMnO4 gives this reductive ozonolysis product. Okay, so what is this substance? What is this substance? Now, here mercuric acetate is taken in a solvent THF and water. THF and water. Okay. Now, here C7H14 is decolorized with bromine in CCl4 means here unsaturation is there. This C7H14 is having what in the sense unsaturation we can say. C7H14 is having unsaturation. Therefore, unsaturation is there. Therefore, it is decolorizing with bromine in CCl4. Okay. This C7H14 is undergoing oxymercuration and demercuration in the sense it is having CC double bond. CC double bond is there here. C7H14 is having what means CC double bond. Okay. Then this is C7H14 is undergoing reductive ozonolysis in the sense it is having either CC double bond, otherwise CC triple bond. Now, hexane-3-ol on oxidation with KMnO4 gives reductive. This on reductive ozonolysis gives what substance that is obtained by hexane-3-ol on oxidation with KMnO4. Now, hexane-3-ol will take. Now, this is hexane-3-ol. Hexane-3-ol we have taken. Okay. Now we will give hydrogens here 3. Hexane-3-ol we have taken. This is taken for the oxidation with the KMnO4. That means oxidation. This is secondary alcohol. Secondary alcohol will convert into ketone. Secondary alcohol will convert into ketone with the KMnO4 oxidation. Then this ketone, in the ketone, what will happen means carbon-carbon cleavage takes place. Keto group stays along with the smaller alkyl group as per Popoff's rule. Therefore, here what bond is breaking means this bond is breaking. Okay. Here, this CC bond is breaking. Keto group stays along with the smaller alkyl group. Now, this carbon becomes carboxylic acid. Carboxylic acid in the sense, better we will write carboxylic acid we will write. This we will write, this carbon will write carboxylic acid. So we are getting like this. Carboxylic acid we got like this. Okay. So this is the substance we got. So this is the substance in the sense. This is the substance we are getting here. Sorry. Now, so and so substance we are getting. Sorry, this on reductive ozonolysis. This on reductive ozonolysis, we are getting a here substance. Here one substance we are getting. Sorry. This substance on oxidation with KMnO4, this substance is obtained by oxidation with KMnO4 of hexane 3-ol. Therefore, this substance, maybe this one we can take, otherwise this one we can take. So, which we have to take, whether we have to take this or this. Both possibilities are there. KMnO4 oxidation means both possibilities are there. If you take KMnO4 under drastic condition, we will get this product. If it is normal condition, we will get this product. Therefore, two possibilities are there. Sir. Reductive ozonolysis means the product will be aldehyde or ketone but not carboxylic acid. Reductive ozonolysis gives aldehyde or ketone. Oxidative ozonolysis gives carboxylic acid. Therefore, we can avoid this, we can take this one. Okay, therefore, here what substance means so and so substance. So, in the reductive ozonolysis, we are getting what substance in the sense this substance we are getting. Okay, so we will write this substance. This ketone we will write. Okay, we have taken this ketone. So, we have taken this ketone, we have taken. Okay. Next, you see that here 6 carbons are there, but here 7 carbons are there. Therefore, one more carbon we will write it. 7 carbons totally. Okay. Reductive ozonolysis means carbon-carbon double bond, otherwise carbon-carbon triple bond should break. Ozonolysis in the sense carbon-carbon double bond will break, otherwise carbon-carbon triple bond will break. So, between these 6 carbons and this carbon, this one carbon, 7 carbons totally, between these 6 carbons and this carbon, one double bond should be there, otherwise triple bond should be there. Sorry, okay. Now, this is going for oxymercuration and demercuration and giving resolvable compound in the sense it is optically active dextro-levo compound like this. Dextro compound or levo compound, optically active substance is obtained. Therefore, where double bond should be there? That we have to think. Where double bond should be there? That means between these two carbons or between these two carbons or between these two carbons, between which carbons a double bond can be there? Sir, this ozonolysis, first what is ozonolysis we will see. Suppose we are taking ethylene. Ozonolysis in the sense what we have to do in the sense this double bond you break completely. Say right, left side separate, right side separate, you write. Left side separate, right side separate. Give one oxygen for both. That's all. These are the products. Ozonolysis means reductive ozonolysis means like this. Oxidative ozonolysis means we will get carboxylic acid. Okay, here reductive ozonolysis only given. Suppose a reactant is this. It is a reactant. What you have to do? Ozonolysis. Reductive ozonolysis means break the double bond completely. So left side separate, right side separate. Give oxygen on both sides. Left side one oxygen, right side one oxygen. These are the products. CH2O means formaldehyde, it is acetaldehyde. Suppose it is the reactant. It is a reactant. What you have to do? Break the double bond. Break the double bond completely. So the up one separately you write, down one separately you write. Okay, separately you write. Give one oxygen for both. It is ketone acetone, it is formaldehyde. Okay. Therefore, this reductive ozonolysis means it will give carbonyl compound. This reductive ozonolysis results carbonyl compound. Carbonyl compound means ketone or aldehyde. Ketone otherwise aldehyde. Therefore, here what is obtained means this is obtained. Therefore, this carbon is having unsaturation because that is carbonyl compound. that is carbonyl group. Okay. So this carbon is having unsaturation. Here totally 7 carbons are there. Here 6 carbons are there, remaining 1 carbon. Therefore, between these 2 carbons, unsaturation is there. Whether that unsaturation is a double bond or triple bond, that we have to understand. Double bond means on ozonolysis, double bond breaks completely. Double bond is there means on ozonolysis, double bond is breaking completely. Suppose triple bond is there, what will happen? Suppose triple bond is there, what will happen? Okay. Triple bond means on reductive ozonolysis, only 2 bonds are breaking, remaining 1 bond will be staying. So here 1 oxygen you give, here 1 oxygen you give. Triple bond is there means that on reductive ozonolysis, out of triple bond, 2 bonds are breaking, remaining 1 bond will be there. On either side give 1 oxygen. So we will get only 1 product. Here number of carbons, here number of carbons will remain same. Here number of carbons 3, here also number of carbons 3 if triple bond is there. Okay. If double bond is there, 2 compounds you will get. Okay, 2 compounds we are getting. Now see, here 7 carbons are there, but here 6 carbons are there. So remaining 1 carbon breaking only, no. That means 2 compounds we got, that is the meaning, no. Therefore, between these 2 carbons, what bond will be there? Double bond or triple bond? Double bond will be there. Okay. Therefore, here, what is this product in the sense, this C7H14 can be in what form in the sense, CH3, CH2, this CH, double bond CH2, then CH2, CH2, CH3. This is C7H14. So we will check it, this C7H14, it is correct or wrong, we will check. We will check this one. Okay. Now, C7H14 structure we have predicted. Whether it is correct or wrong, we have to check in all the ways we have to check. Okay. First, with bromine in CCl4, it undergoes decolorization. Sir, now we will take this reaction for bromine in CCl4. Now, bromine in CCl4 will take. This is colorless. This is colorless. Bromine is reddish brown liquid. Carbon tetrachloride is colorless. This is colorless. Carbon tetrachloride is colorless. Bromine is reddish brown. Now, this reddish brown solution is added into this one. What is happening means this double bond is converting into single bond. Okay. This double bond is converting into single bond. Double bond is converting into single bond. Then across the double bond, bromine atoms is added to both carbons. Okay. Here 1 bromine is added, here 1 bromine is added. This substance is colorless. This substance is what means colorless. Now see, this reactant colorless, CCl4 colorless, bromine reddish brown, this substance is colorless. Therefore, when bromine in CCl4 is added into this, bromine color is disappearing, therefore decolorization. Okay, that's like this reaction takes place. Okay. Next we will see, next one is what means this C7H14 is undergoing oxymercuration and demercuration and give resolvable compound. Resolvable compound means what? That is optically active, either dextrorotatory or levorotatory. Okay. Mercuric acetate, THF and water means it is called oxymercuration. Sodium borohydride means it is called demercuration. What is this result in the sense? What is this reaction means? Oxymercuration, demercuration. It will give what product in the sense? Hydration product. Hydration is possible. This product is Markovnikov's product. Okay. So Markovnikov's product. Therefore, Markovnikov's product means OH minus is here, H plus is here. Okay. So OH minus is adding to which carbon in the sense? To this carbon OH minus is adding, to this carbon H plus is adding. Therefore, it is a product obtained. Now we will see whether it is optically active or not. We will see. This carbon is chiral carbon. Why this carbon is chiral carbon means this carbon is having 4 different groups. Therefore, it is chiral carbon. Therefore, this compound is optically active. Optically active means whether this compound is either dextrorotatory, otherwise levorotatory, we can say. So resolvable compound we got. Okay. So next we will see this C7H14 undergoes a reductive ozonolysis. Sir, that reductive ozonolysis we will see. Reductive ozonolysis means what you have to do means break CC double bond completely and break CC double bond completely. Okay. we will break CC double bond. CC double bond we will break completely, we will break. Okay, so we have broken CC double bond, therefore this and this getting separated. Okay, getting separated. Give one oxygen to this, give one oxygen to this. This is a reductive ozonolysis product, we can say. This is a reductive ozonolysis product, we can say. Okay, next we will see. Now this hexane on oxidation gives this one that we have checked here. Okay, hexane on oxidation with KMnO4 gives this one that we have checked. Therefore, what is C7H14? C7H14 is what in the sense this one. This is C7H14. Therefore, C7H14 substance is this one, we can say. Okay, sir. We'll go for a next question. We will take a C9H12O. We are taking C9H12O. This C9H12O is a resolvable substance. C9H12O is resolvable. This with a hot KMnO4, hot potassium permanganate gives benzoic acid. Gives what in the sense? Benzoic acid is the substance. This with the sodium evolves a colorless gas and odorless gas. With the sodium, what is obtained means a colorless and odorless gas is obtained. Then this with NaOI, sodium hypoiodide, no precipitate is obtained, no precipitate of iodoform. Precipitate of iodoform is not obtained. This with CrO3 in the presence of pyridine. CrO3 in the presence of pyridine, what is obtained means chiral compound is obtained. Chiral compound is obtained. Next, this with bromine in CCl4. Bromine in CCl4, decolorization not possible. Decolorization not possible. Decolorization is not possible. Okay, sir. Now, what is this C9H12O? C9H12O is what? Okay. Now, the C9H12 is the C9H12, whether it is a alkyl group or what group, that we will see. First, this O is there. This O, one O is there means this may be ketone or aldehyde or alcohol or ether, like this possibility is there. Only one O is there means what is the possibility means ketone, aldehyde, ether, alcohol possibility is there. Sir, this C9H12 comes under which formula we will see? C9H12. Is it coming under CnH2n plus 1 or not? We will see. N is equal to 9, I will substitute. N is equal to 9, if I substitute H, how much I am getting in the sense 19 I am getting, but H is given much low when compared to this one. Therefore, this formula is saying that, this formula says that it is not alkyl group. Alkyl group. Bromine in CCl4, no decolorization means here CC double bond, CC triple bond is not present. That means, what is the meaning means localized CC double bond is not present. What is localized and what is delocalized? Delocalization means like phenyl ring. Phenyl ring means pi bonds are delocalized. Okay, ethylene CC double bond is delocalized. Here localized ethylene CC double bond is localized. Okay, localized CC double bond, localized CC triple bond is not present. Okay, so bromine in CCl4 saying that no decolorization means localized CC double bond, localized CC triple bond is not present. And this formula says that it is not alkyl group. Certainly it is having pi bond is there. This formula says that it is having certainly pi bonds. How do we say it is having certainly pi bonds? Because number of hydrogens is much low when compared to this formula. So here certainly pi bonds are there, but that pi bonds should be delocalized, not localized. Therefore, one possibility, what in the sense benzene ring is one possibility, because this with hot KMnO4 we are getting this compound. Sir, With hot KMnO4, what and all, which and all will go for a reaction with the hot KMnO4, that we will see. With hot KMnO4, what and all, what reaction and all is possible overall, that we will see. Okay, this hot KMnO4 means what are the reactions possible? One is ketone. Ketone may convert into carboxylic acid. This is one reaction. Then aldehyde. Aldehyde is converting into carboxylic acid. Then CC double bond. CC double bond is completely breaking into carboxylic acid. CC double bond completely breaking into carboxylic acid. Then CC triple bond completely breaking into carboxylic acid. Okay. Then alcohol. Alcohol is there, means primary alcohol gives aldehyde, which is converting into carboxylic acid. Secondary alcohol is converting into ketone, which is converting into carboxylic acid. Okay. This KMnO4 means what are the reactions that I am saying. Okay. Bayer's reagent also KMnO4. There CC double bond is undergoing syn hydroxylation. CC double bond is undergoing syn hydroxylation. Okay. So KMnO4 means what are the reactions, means these are the reactions. KMnO4 is not affecting phenyl ring. Phenyl ring is not affected by KMnO4, we can say. Hot KMnO4 is not affecting what in the sense phenyl ring. This benzene ring is not affected by KMnO4, we can say. Benzene ring is not affected by KMnO4. Potassium permanganate is not affecting phenyl ring. Potassium permanganate is not affecting phenyl ring. So potassium permanganate is doing what, that we have got idea. So here see that here pi bond is there. For that, what is the evidence, means this is the formula. This hydrogen 19 is there here, but hydrogen here only 12 is there. This indicates that here no doubt pi bond is present. Sir, bromine in CCl4 says that pi bond is not localized. Bromine in CCl4 says that pi bond is not localized. Sir, that means this reaction says that KMnO4 means KMnO4 will do like this. It is this double bond means localized double bond and triple bond. Localized double bond, localized triple bond. Okay. Now that means KMnO4 will not affect phenyl ring. Phenyl ring. That means these and all giving evidence that the C9H12 is containing certainly one phenyl ring is there. Okay. So in C9H12, one phenyl ring is there, that is confirmed. Okay. That is more or less confirmed. C9H12 is having one phenyl ring. So phenyl ring means 6 carbons, remaining how many carbons, in the sense 3 carbons present. Okay. So remaining how many carbons means 3 carbons present and one oxygen is present. Okay. Now this oxygen present in the form of what? And in KMnO4 another reaction also there. What is that another reaction means? If phenyl ring is having side chain carbon is having hydrogen, means at least one hydrogen. The side chain can be whatever the side chain, methyl group, ethyl group, propyl group, butyl group, hexyl group, whatever the side chain. But the carbon which is directly attached to phenyl ring is having hydrogen, means then this C is converting into carboxylic acid. Okay. Now this KMnO4 is doing another function. What is that another reaction means? If side chain carbon is directly attached to phenyl ring is having hydrogen, means that carbon is converting into carboxylic acid. Now here if you see with the hot KMnO4, only one carboxylic acid is there. That indicates that this phenyl ring is having only one side chain here. That is confirmed. Only one side chain. That means this phenyl ring is having only one side chain. All the 3 carbons is having only one side chain. All the 3 carbons present in only one side chain. Suppose if 2-3 side chains present, means we would have got more than one carboxylic acid. Suppose these 3 carbons are there. These 3 carbons, suppose we are writing like this. Here 1 carbon, here 2 carbons. With hot KMnO4, what we will get in the sense we will get here one carboxylic acid, here one carboxylic acid we will get. But here given what is that? What is that given? You see that only one carboxylic acid is given. No? Therefore, all the remaining 3 carbons present in the form of only one side chain. Sorry, okay. So only one side chain, that we got an idea. 3 carbons present in the form of only one side chain. So only one side chain means what is the possibility? Means 3 carbons like this, one possibility. Another possibility is what, in the sense another possibility is like this. Okay, so like this possibility we said. Okay, next here this compound with sodium gives colorless and odorless gas. Sir, which organic compounds will react with the sodium? That we'll see. Which organic compounds will react with the sodium? That point we'll see. Okay. One is alcohol will react with the sodium. Alcohol will react with the sodium to give alkoxide and hydrogen gas. Alcohol reacting with the sodium to give hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas is colorless and odorless gas. Then carboxylic acid will react with the sodium to give carboxylate anion and hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas is colorless and odorless gas. So organic compounds reacting with the sodium, in the sense organic compounds reacting with the sodium, in the sense only these 2 possibilities, only alcohol one possibility, another one is carboxylic acid is another possibility. Alcohol will give hydrogen gas, carboxylic acid will give hydrogen gas with sodium. Therefore, this reaction says that this O is present in the form of alcohol, because only one oxygen. How carboxylic acid is possible? Therefore, this oxygen is present in the form of alcohol. We came to know that that alcohol may present here, one possibility. Another possibility is what, in the sense alcohol may present like this. Okay. Here, in the sense alcohol may present here, otherwise here, otherwise here. Correct? Sir, that possibility also we will write it. So alcohol possibility we are giving. That means that OH group possibility we are giving. OH group possibility we have given. That means why we should give OH group in the side chain? Why not in phenolic? Why not phenolic? That possibility also there or not? Isn't it or not? So 3 carbons will give phenolic. OH group also will give. No, this OH group also will give hydrogen gas with the sodium. No. Therefore, this is also one possibility for this compound. So for this compound, that is a possibility. Okay. Now with sodium hypoiodide, no precipitate of iodoform. Now iodoform means what? When iodoform is possible, that we'll see. If the compound is having like this group, okay, here what should be there? Means carbon can be there or hydrogen can be there, anything. If like this group is there, then iodoform we will get with NaOI. Sodium hypoiodide will convert this group into iodoform. This sodium hypoiodide we can take, otherwise sodium hydroxide plus iodine we can take. This CH3CHOH converting into iodoform. Another one is CH3CO. Here carbon can be present, otherwise hydrogen can be present. This group is converting into iodoform with this reagent. Okay. Now what they are saying, we'll see. They are saying that with the sodium hypoiodide, no precipitate of iodoform. No precipitate of iodoform means this is not possible. This is CH3CHOH, no? If iodoform is possible, this group is possible. Now iodoform is not possible, they said, therefore it is not possible. Correct? Then what is not possible, in the sense this is not possible, we can say. That's all. Okay. This is not possible. Okay. Another thing, with hot KMNO4 we are getting like this, in the sense here OH group is not there, phenolic OH group not there. Therefore, This is also not possible because with hot chemonophore, this OH group will not be affected. Hot chemonophore will not affect this OH group. Phenolic OH group will not be affected. Phenolic OH group is not there. Therefore, this oxygen is not present in the form of phenolic OH group. Okay. Then now with the CrO3 and pyridine, chiral compound is obtained. Sir, CrO3 in the sense oxidizing agent. Alcohol on oxidation gives a carbonyl compound. Alcohol on oxidation with this oxidizing agent gives carbonyl compound, that is ketone or aldehyde. Okay. Now we will see this alcohol with the CrO3 will not undergo what in the sense oxidation. With the CrO3 it is not undergoing oxidation because it is tertiary alcohol. This on oxidation gives ketone. This on oxidation gives ketone. Okay. This on oxidation gives ketone, we said. How that ketone will be there, that we'll see. That ketone is like this. Is it a chiral compound? Is it a chiral compound? They said chiral compound, no, therefore it is not possible. It is not undergoing oxidation, therefore it is not possible. Sorry, this on oxidation gives what we will see. This on oxidation gives so and so. Okay, this is primary alcohol. Primary alcohol gives aldehyde. Primary alcohol is giving aldehyde, we can say. Okay, therefore it is chiral compound. Therefore this possibility is there. This way, this on oxidation gives what we will see. Then now we will say CH2, CH2. This CH2OH is converting into aldehyde. It is not chiral compound, so this is not possible. So the possible compound is this. Therefore, what is a given compound in the sense? The given compound is this one. The given compound is which one in the sense? This one. Okay. This compound is C9H12O. C9H12O compound is this one. It is chiral carbon. They said this chiral carbon is resolvable. They said this is resolvable in the sense it is optically active. Optically active means it is a dextro or levo. Okay. So this is chiral compound. They in the question itself they said the C9H12O is resolvable. That means it is chiral compound. Yes, it is chiral compound. Okay, sir. Next, we'll go for another question. We are taking what in the sense phenol will take. We are taking phenol. This is treated with what in the sense first OH minus, second what in the sense Cl CH2 COO minus. Next, the obtained product is taken for H plus, treating with H plus, then treating with SOCl2. Then obtained substance is taken for reaction with anhydrous AlCl3. Anhydrous AlCl3. What is the product obtained? Okay, that is the question. So, first, phenol with OH minus means phenoxide, acid-base reaction. Okay, so phenol with OH minus in the sense we can say acid-base reaction. We can say. So, what is the reaction means acid-base reaction? So, here water is removed. So what is formed means this bond is shifting. Therefore, we are getting phenoxide. We are getting phenoxide. Okay. This phenoxide is reacted with what in the sense this chloroacetate. This phenoxide is taken for reaction with what in the sense chloroacetate. Chloroacetate will take. Okay. Now we are taking a chloroacetate. Chloroacetate. So what is the reaction? We'll see. So this is attacking this carbon. The Cl is leaving. So Cl minus is leaving. So what is the substance we are getting in the sense this O, this CH2, COO minus. COO minus we are getting. Okay. So we got so and so. Next, it is treated with the H plus. It is treated with what in the sense? It is treated with H plus, we can say. Treated with H plus. So what we will get? That we'll see. It is treated with H plus. Therefore, we are getting this O minus taking this H plus. Therefore, O minus becoming OH. O minus becoming OH, we can say. It is carboxylic acid. This carboxylic acid is treated with SOCl2, thionyl chloride. Then treating with thionyl chloride. Thionyl chloride, in the sense which group is affected, in the sense this alcoholic group, here Cl, here SO, here Cl. This becomes HCl, leaves. It becomes SO2, leaves. Okay. So what we are getting, in the sense acid chloride we are getting. We are getting acid chloride. So COCl we got. We got what, in the sense we got acid chloride we got. Next, reaction with what, in the sense anhydrous aluminum chloride. Reaction with what, in the sense anhydrous aluminum chloride. So anhydrous aluminum chloride is the reaction. Okay. Anhydrous aluminum chloride means what is the reaction possible, that we will see. This anhydrous aluminum chloride we can write in the form of like this. Anhydrous aluminum chloride we will write in the form of like this. This chlorine is having 3 lone pairs. This lone pair is donated to aluminum. Okay. Therefore, this bond is shifted like this. So it is becoming AlCl4 minus, which is leaving. So what we are getting now? We are getting a so and so. C double bond O plus. Okay. Acylium ion we are getting. We got a acylium ion we got. Okay. Next, what happens, we will see. Next, what happens means this pi bond is coming, that pi bond is attacking this. Therefore, what we are getting, in the sense pi bonds here C double bond O. This C double bond O is making bond with CH2. Here O will be there, here hydrogen will be there, here positive charge will be there. So next step, what, in the sense this bond comes here, H plus is leaving. Therefore, we are getting a here benzene ring, here oxygen, here CH2 group, here what, in the sense CO group. CO group will be there. Okay. So we are getting a so-and-so compound we are getting. Okay. So in this reaction, first this step is called acid-base reaction. This is what, in the sense this nucleophile is attacking this electrophilic center. Cl minus is the leaving group which is leaving. Here just O minus is taking H plus. That means it is base, it is acid, acid-base reaction. Here what, in the sense OH group is converting into chlorine. OH group is converting into Cl group. OH group is converting into Cl by treating with the SOCl2 thionyl chloride. This anhydrous aluminum chloride is taking what, in the sense Cl minus. Therefore, electrophile is generated. CO plus electrophile is generated. The CO plus is called acylium ion. Acylium ion. Then what, in the sense electrophilic substitution takes place. Electrophilic substitution. This H plus is replaced by the C plus. H plus is replaced by C plus. Electrophilic substitution. Therefore, we got a ring-like structure. We got what, in the sense ring-like structure we got. Okay. So we'll go for a next reaction. Next reaction, what we will take, in the sense here we will take NH2. Here cyclohexane ring. Here OH group. This will take for a HNO2 reaction. So what is the product, we will see. HNO2, nitrous acid, means nitrous acid coming and primary amine is there, means diazodization is the reaction. Therefore, diazodization, in the sense this NH2 plus is converting into N2 plus. NH2 plus is converting into N2 plus. Diazodization reaction is possible. This aliphatic diazonium is unstable, but aromatic diazonium is stable at 0 to 5 degrees Celsius. This is aliphatic diazonium. Aliphatic diazonium is unstable. Therefore, what is happening means from here N2 is leaving. N2 is leaving, in the sense we will get We will get like this positive charge we will get. We are getting positive charge. Here positive charge is there and here cycloprofile is there means what possibility is there? It is three-membered ring. Three-membered ring is there means neighboring carbon is having positive charge means what is the possibility means ring expansion is the possibility. So ring expansion is a possibility in the sense what is the